Welcome. Good morning. So glad to see so many of you here. Let me explain. I will not be wearing my hat because I grabbed my husband's, and he has a bigger head than I do in more ways than one. So anyway, yeah, I will not be wearing that. It would have been a disaster. So I'd like to start by having our faculty introduce themselves.
I'm Ricky Law.
I'm Nico Slade.
I'm John Solari. I'm Joel Carr.
Andrew Rainey.
Laurie Eisenberg. Judith Schachter.
Noah Terrio.
Donald Sutton,
Christopher Phillips. No, okay.
And now I'd like to introduce our wonderful staff who do so much every day and who have organized this event and organized it very well. So we have Natalie Taylor up at the top on the side, who's our business manager. We have Dr. Andrew Ramey, who is our, where's Andrew? There you are. Our really wonderful advisor. We have Lisa Everett, Lisa, who is our graduate coordinator. We have the incredible Amy Wells, who's our student records coordinator. And we have over on this side, Jesse Wilson, who's our communications designer. And I want to say thank you also to our photographer and the technicians from the Media Technology of the University Services for their support and assistance with this event. I'm delighted now to introduce our keynote speaker, Professor Ricky Law. Ricky received his PhD in history with a concentration in global history from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in 2012. His first book, Transnational Nazism, Ideology and Culture in German-Japanese Relations, 1919 through 1936, will appear this summer, published by Cambridge University Press. Professor Law is well known in Dietrich College as the teacher of 79-104 Global Histories, a course that not only all history majors, but all Dietrich College majors and many students from throughout the university take. Ricky, please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you. I urge everyone to get the book. It's great summer reading. Okay. Families, friends, and guests, welcome to the History Department commencement. It is a tremendous honor to celebrate with you the culmination of our students' academic achievements. It is an even greater honor to share with you my thoughts about this occasion. One of the many rewards of teaching is seeing students mature, blossom, and realize their potential. I taught many of our graduating students, undergraduate as well as graduate, in their first year at CMU. I still remember the first time I met many of you, and just looking at your faces, it just felt like yesterday, actually, since we were at 79-104 together. It fills me with pride and joy to see you here, and it is only fitting that we close the circle together. The commencement, after all, can mean both a beginning and an end. In a few minutes, our graduating students will receive the diplomas that they have worked so very hard to earn. This diploma ceremony is a rite of passage with a long, venerable tradition. It provides us with a chance to look back on our students' growth and accomplishments. It is also a moment of transition as we look to their future after the conferral of degrees. So what does obtaining a diploma in history mean? The word diploma has classical origins. It referred to an official letter of recommendation that one showed to strangers when traveling far away. A diplomat was someone with one such document. In the days before ID cards and passports, a diploma enabled its holder to open doors, make connections, and cross borders. Your CMU history diploma can have similar functions in your journeys, though I wouldn't suggest trying it in airports. No, because your diploma is much more powerful than getting you through security. On the most fundamental level, your diploma tells others that you can rise above disciplinary divisions. Studying history at CMU is an inherently interdisciplinary endeavor. Our majors, social and political history, global studies, and ethics, history, and public policy combine methodologies of academic fields including history, anthropology, science and technology, philosophy, geography, environmental studies, foreign languages, and many others. Our graduate students produce innovative research or pedagogy by incorporating digital humanities or introducing experiential learning into the classroom. A CMU history diploma is thus proof of your intellectual versatility and capacity to speak the languages of multiple areas of studies. On a deeper level, your history diploma empowers you to overcome a much tougher barrier, the one between individual humans. Your coursework in history has trained you to become effective in oral and written communication. This ability to express yourself clearly is a timelessly valuable skill. It is applicable in all lines of work and appreciated even more by management. It is probably not a coincidence that several Fortune 500 CEOs majored in history or related fields. More important, interpersonal communication is indispensable for a functional society. In a pluralistic world, there will always be differences of opinion, even conflicting opinions. We must be able and willing to talk to and listen to other people if we are to make progress together, at home, at work, as a country, or as a species. We live in a time when we have more technological means to follow, like, friend, and share with one another. But we are not necessarily understanding or getting along with others better. Your history-conscious mindset can be a solution to this problem. Besides writing and speaking, history also teaches you to put yourselves in the shoes of others across space and time. Thinking beyond the self and from multiple perspectives, that is the essence of a community. Better yet, your history diploma is a ticket for transcending the ultimate boundary, time. I like to think that in our university, only the historians and the astrophysicists can time travel. And we in history alone can actually do something about the past. Not in the sense of changing what happened, we're not that powerful, but making sense of it to shed light on our present and future. The advent of artificial intelligence, automation, and genetic engineering seems to pose unprecedented challenges to the meaning of being human. But students of history know that we face similar, though not identical, questions before. Your history education is the key to unlocking the corpus of humanity's experience. It gives you access to knowledge that can help us avoid past mistakes and navigate the future. As students of history, you are guardians of the past and future. Yes, go ahead, put that in your business cards or LinkedIn profiles. Of course, the awesome knowledge and power that history gives you come with responsibilities. In many ways, a university education is a privilege, a university education in history even more so. To paraphrase what President Theodore Roosevelt wrote of college graduates, it is proper to demand more from those with exceptional advantages than from those without them. A heavy moral obligation rests upon those of means and upon those of education to do their full duty by their country. On no class does this obligation rest more heavily than upon those with a collegiate education, the graduates of our universities. Their education gives them no right to feel the least superiority over any of their fellow citizens, but it certainly ought to make them feel that they should stand foremost in the honorable effort to serve the whole public. I will close with some words of Andrew Carnegie, our university's founder and common benefactor. Upon no foundation but that of popular education can man erect the structure of an enduring civilization. This is the basis of all stability and underlies all progress. May these words inspire you to use your history education to act beyond the self and for the greater good. On behalf of the department, I would also like to thank our students' parents and families for supporting their students in history and entrusting us with their education. Graduates, congratulations on all your achievements. This commencement is not just an end, but also another beginning. It is not a goodbye, but a good job and good luck. It has been a privilege to have you with us for the last few years and to share this moment together. We look forward to hearing from you and about you. Thank you.
Again, welcome to everyone. There are few occasions happier than graduation, and it is a delight to see our graduating students and all of their family and friends who are here to celebrate with all of us and with them. Students, I will call your name. Please come forward as I tell the audience something about you and your academic work. We will start with our graduate degrees, graduate students. And Professor Nico Slate will give out these diplomas. He's Director of Graduate Studies. The graduate program in history offers a Doctor of Philosophy in History. The PhD recognizes years of work in mastering the historical literature of a range of times, places, and themes, engaging in extensive archival research and producing an original book-length work of historical writing. This year, we have 5 students who have completed this difficult path. Mark Thomas Hauser, in absentia. The title of his dissertation, All the Comforts of Hell, Doughboys and American Mass Culture in the First World War, advisor Scott Sandage. Clayton Von Robeson, in absentia, Fascism with a Jim Crow Face, the National Negro Congress and the Global Popular Front, advisor Nico Slate. Dawn Michelle Winters, in absentia, The Ladies Are Coming, a new history of antebellum temperance, women's rights, and political activism. Advisor Lisa Tatro. 2 PhDs are here to receive their degrees. David S. Bush. The Civic Revolution on Campus, Student Activism, and the Politics of Service Learning. Advisor Nico Slate. David's dissertation examines the relationship between student activism and service learning in American higher education. It chronicles how students interpreted post-war transformations in higher education through the expansion of international exchange, how student activists in the Civil Rights Movement and the Peace Corps redefined the practice of education in the 1960s, and how service learning triumphed over other models of civic engagement in college campuses in the 1970s and 1980s. David analyzes debates between student activists, service learning advocates, educators, university administrators, and federal policymakers concerning appropriate forms of citizenship within American higher education. His sources include federal education reports, movement documentation, institutional records, and oral histories. David. Now everyone knows what to do. We need to have someone come repeat a year, and they can be the model. Susan C.I. Grunewald, German prisoners of war in the Soviet Union, Life, Law, Memory, 1941 to 1956. Advisor Wendy Goldman. Susan's dissertation investigates how and why the Soviet government kept roughly 1.5 million German POWs in labor camps after the end of the Second World War. They were the longest-held group of prisoners of the victor nations. Susan examines their captivity from many perspectives. She explores the political, diplomatic, and economic motivations of the Soviet state and analyzes prisoners' conditions in the camps. She applies the digital technique of GIS mapping to assess how much POW labor contributed to Soviet economic reconstruction. She places the POW camps into a wider scholarly debate about Soviet forced labor and the infamous Gulag camp system. Susan conducted research for her thesis in archives in both Russia and Germany. Susan. We will now present our undergraduate diplomas. The history department has 3 distinct majors: global studies, social and political history, and ethics, history, and public policy. This year, ethics, history, and public policy majors will be receiving their diplomas in at the ceremony of the philosophy department, so they're not here. We will begin with the global studies major. Global Studies, presented by the diploma presented by Professor John Soluri. Global Studies integrates faculty from the departments of History, Modern Languages, English, and Philosophy. It is an interdepartmental major designed for students interested in humanistic approaches to understanding past and present processes of globalization. The rigorous yet flexible curriculum combines anthropology, history, literary and cultural studies, and advanced language training in order to help students make sense of complex interactions among global processes, regional and local cultures, and societal structures. I will call the name, you come up and shake everyone's hands, okay? Autumn R. Armega Finger. Autumn. Autumn is graduating with a triple major: professional writing, creative writing, and global studies. Autumn has been on the dean's list multiple times with high honors, and she will graduate with university honors. She loves to travel and has studied abroad twice, in Nagoya, Japan, and in Copenhagen, Denmark. Autumn is especially interested in Japan. She has studied Japanese language and culture in her coursework, which culminated in her capstone paper on women in Japan. Outside the classroom, Autumn has been very involved with student clubs, including serving as a board member for the Japanese Culture Club. After graduation, Autumn will spend the summer working for the Pennsylvania Governor's School for Global Studies and International Affairs. Meanwhile, she'll be planning her next move. Sarah M. Boyle. Sarah is graduating with a minor in French and Francophone studies to complement her global studies major. She has made the dean's list with high honors several times, and she graduates with university honors. Sarah has traveled abroad to Morocco and Nepal, and in addition to French, she has developed advanced proficiency in Arabic. Sarah is a sister in the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority and has held leadership positions in the student group Facilitating Opportunities for Refugee Growth and Empowerment, better known as FORGE, where she was outreach director and then president. She has also served as the troupe manager for the student improv comedy group, the No Parking Players. Sarah hopes to pursue a career that will allow her to further her interest in studying the history and culture of North Africa. Sarah. Grace Teagan Huddleston, in absentia. Margaret Sophia Mertz. Maggie has completed her Bachelor of Arts in Global Studies with an additional major in creative writing and minors in animation and special effects and film and media studies. Maggie graduates with both college and university honors, and in addition, she was chosen by the Carnegie Mellon Women's Association as the most outstanding graduating senior in Dietrich College. Maggie is broadly interested in the role and representation of women in the film industry, and she has explored this issue through study abroad in Denmark, a documentary film project in Cuba, and through her senior honors thesis. Maggie co-founded a women-run film studio on campus, Momoko Studios, and she has been a critical force shaping the next generation of CMU students as an RA at Mudge House. Maggie will be continuing her education at Cambridge University while she will pursue a Master's of Philosophy in Film and Screen Studies. Vera J. Schultz. I like to clap. All right. Vera graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in Global Studies with minors in Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Intelligent Environments. Vera has made the Dean's List multiple times, and she has earned both college and university honors. Vera is passionate about innovation and entrepreneurship. She designed and taught her own student college course entitled Exploring Startups in the Global and Cultural Context. She interned for the German-American Chamber of Commerce, and her senior honors thesis explored innovation in the field of chemical engineering in the United States and Germany. Vera plans on staying at CMU in the short term as a research assistant before applying to graduate school to continue her education. Just wait a second. Diana Y. Yu. Diana is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts with Global Studies as her primary major. She graduates with university honors and has dedicated her academic career to studying the issue of refugees and immigrants. Diana's capstone research focused on the Korean diaspora in China, and she has conducted fieldwork through a study abroad program in Yunnan, China. Outside the classroom, Diana has been a leader on campus, serving as president of Forge and as an officer for Juntos, which supports communities in Nicaragua. After graduation, Diana has accepted a fellowship with the Pittsburgh Urban Leadership Service Experience, or PULSE, which will match her with a nonprofit in the community for the coming year. Diana. Renee Marie Madrigal in absentia. Please congratulate all our Global Studies majors. Now we will present the diplomas for social and political history majors. Social and political history is a research and writing-intensive major that emphasizes analysis of change over time and in-depth understanding of the societies, cultures, economies, political systems, and conflicts that have shaped our world. The broad analytic research and writing skills cultivated by the major prepare students for a wide variety of graduate programs and for careers in law, business, education, public policy, urban planning, librarianship, journalism, the ministry, and we cover it all, and the social service and health professions. Our Director of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Andrew Rainey, will present the diplomas. He got it. What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. The reason I said that is our Director of Undergraduate Studies is not here. Steve Schlossman could not be here today, so our advisor is presenting the diplomas. Sorry. Don't tell Steve I said that. All right. Rachel A. Baker in absentia. Maria A. Barr. Maria graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in Social and Political History as her primary major. Maria is passionate about museums and art history in particular. Maria has explored her interests through her coursework and developed a comparative capstone research paper that analyzed different museum exhibitions. She has also gained practical experience with internships at museums in Philadelphia and most recently as a collections intern for the Heinz History Center here in Pittsburgh. Maria worked directly with processing artifacts in the History Center's collection, where she was able to apply knowledge she had learned in the classroom. Maria hopes either to begin a career in the museum field or to go to graduate school to further her education. Maria. Jacob L. Bentley, in absentia. Jonathan L. Colarusso. Jonathan is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences and an additional major in Social and Political History. He has excelled academically, making the Dean's List every semester at CMU and earning university honors. Jonathan loved his time as a history major. He took the widest variety of courses he could, and he presented his historical research at the university's Meeting of the Minds Symposium. Jonathan claims that he has even found interdisciplinary uses in his biological work for his historical research and writing skills, which he credits with helping him write better lab reports. Jonathan plans on working as a research assistant before applying to medical school. Jonathan. Anne Crumley. Anne graduates with a Bachelor of Humanities and Arts with concentrations in statistics and art and an additional major in social and political history. Anne has earned both college and university honors, and she recently won an award at CMU's Meeting of the Minds Symposium for a presentation based on her capstone research project, which analyzed desegregation at Pittsburgh's Kennywood Pool. Anne has been an active member of the department's social life, almost never missing a departmental breakfast or ice cream social. She has also been heavily involved in a number of student groups on campus, including being the business manager of the Frame Gallery, president of the Print Club, and a student advisory council representative for School of Art seniors. After graduation, Anne will be moving to Washington, D.C. to work as a consultant for the firm Bates White. Anne. Sonia H. Del Rivo. Sonia is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Decision Science and an additional major in Social and Political History. She says she got hooked on history her freshman year with a course on the development of American culture. She has continued to be interested in the subject, with her coursework culminating in a capstone paper that analyzed the legacy of the Stephen Foster Memorial Statue, which, until it was taken down, was located only a few blocks from our campus. Sonia credits history with helping her think and write better. She will begin her professional career working in Washington, D.C. for the communications and marketing agency Proof Strategies. Sonia. Geor C. Ehrlich. Geor is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in International Relations and Politics and an additional major in Social and Political History. He has made the Dean's List multiple times and has earned university honors. Geor loves politics and has enjoyed the department's political history courses. He has done independent research on creating a database on international resistance leaders and analyzed national security strategy reports, which he is here to tell us are not as exciting as we might think. Geor spent a semester in D.C. as part of CMU's Washington Semester Program. While in D.C., Geor interned for the Peruvian Embassy. Geor will be continuing his education here at CMU, where he's currently pursuing an accelerated master's degree in international relations and politics. Geor. Luis Miguel Espinoza da Silva. Luis will be graduating in December 2019 with a Bachelor of Arts in Social and Political History. He loves to travel and is proud of speaking French as well as Spanish. At CMU, Luis has been involved in organizations such as CMU Docs, Spanish and Latin American Association, or SALSA, and the business fraternity Alpha Kappa Psi. He is interested in healthcare and especially in telemedicine. Geographically, his academic interests focus on Latin America and the Caribbean. After finishing his degree, Luis looks forward to working in the private sector. Luis. Evan M. Glauberman in absentia, and Geor J. in absentia. Kelly Lee. Kelly is graduating with a Bachelor of Architecture and an additional major in Social and Political History. She has earned both university and college honors. Kelly has been able to link her interest in architecture and history by looking at water infrastructure, especially through her capstone paper on the crisis in Flint, Michigan. She credits history with helping her develop a global framework that has informed her thinking on architecture. Kelly studied abroad in Berlin, where she deeply enjoyed immersing herself in the city's history, culture, and of course, architecture. Outside the classroom, she was the editor and treasurer for the architecture student journal Interpunkt. Kelly is still in the process of finalizing her post-graduation plans. Kelly. Maxwell F. Martin. Max graduated. I'm sorry. Max graduated from CMU in December 2018 with a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences and an additional major in Social and Political History. Max was part of the Science and Humanities Scholars Program. He excelled in both fields, making the Dean's List every semester at CMU and earning university honors. Max linked his interest in health and history through his capstone paper, which explored quack medicine and radiation. Outside the classroom, Max belonged to the Alpha Tau Omega fraternity. Max also made a positive impact on us, this history department, as a student worker in our office during his senior year. And the faculty and staff are especially grateful for his hard work, warm personality, and always cheerful attitude. Very, very, very calm, patient person. Thank you, Max. Michael William Newman. Michael will graduate this August with a Bachelor of Arts in Social and Political History and a minor in Sociology. Michael is enthusiastic about sports, especially baseball. He presented his capstone research on Negro League Baseball in Pittsburgh at CMU's Meeting of the Minds at Symposium and was an intern with the National Women's Softball League last summer in Nashville, Tennessee. Michael especially loves doing research, and he feels like he was able to develop research and analysis skills through his coursework, which has helped him prepare for work in the real world. After graduation, Michael will be moving to Denver to work as a quantitative analyst for CapTech and eventually move into sports analytics. Michael. I think we've got these. Stefan, it's because Stefan came in last. I got this. I'm sorry, Stefan. Yeah, Stefan Reed Romero. I saw you there, and then I got confused. Stefan is graduating with a Bachelor of Humanities and Arts in Social and Political History and Drama. He has made the Dean's List each semester and will graduate with college and university honors. Stefan especially enjoyed being able to do primary source research in his history courses and feels that studying history has given him perspective on current events that have helped him avoid jumping to quick and easy conclusions. Stefan was able to combine his interest in costume design and history at Colonial Williamsburg, where he worked as an intern. Stefan further developed these themes in his capstone research paper, which analyzed the significance of clothing for runaway slaves. After graduation, Stefan will work as a freelance costume designer. Stefan. Jacqueline E. Singer. Jackie will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and an additional major in Social and Political History. She has excelled inside and outside the classroom. She made the Dean's List several times and is graduating with university honors. Jackie has served in leadership positions in a number of groups on campus. She was the head curator for TED CMU, vice president of the Women's Ultimate Frisbee team, vice president of chapter operations for her sorority Alpha Phi, and a coordinator for the Andrew Ambassador Program. After graduation, her plans are to remain in Pittsburgh and work for a speakers bureau. Jackie. Margaret D. Slavin. Mamie is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Social and Political History and an additional major in psychology. Mamie is part of the Science and Humanities Scholars Program, and she graduates with university honors. Mamie has been extremely involved with her sorority, Delta Gamma, where she was twice booth chair for Spring Carnival and involved on the honor board and with fundraising. She has given back to the broader CMU community by serving as an orientation counselor for 2 years and by serving on the executive board of 1,000+ CMU's service organization. Going back to the theme of service learning that David has studied. Mamie also managed to find time to study abroad in Ireland at Trinity College in Dublin. Mamie loved being a history major, and she plans to put her history skills to good use after graduation, as she has secured an internship to work in the Smithsonian Institution archives. Mamie. Sahana R. Thirumarese. Sahana is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in International Relations and Politics and an additional major in Social and Political History. Sahana has made the Dean's List multiple times and has earned both college and university honors. She has also taken advantage of opportunities to learn outside CMU's Pittsburgh campus by participating in the Washington Semester Program and traveling to Northern Ireland as part of a class on art, conflict, and technology. The trip to Northern Ireland fueled Sahana's passion for her senior honors thesis, which explored the political and cultural implications of dark tourism in Northern Ireland. She was also actively involved on campus through CMU Sarah, a competitive dance team, and through Student Senate. She is still exploring post-graduation career options. Sahana. So please join me in one last round of applause for all our graduating. Before we move on to awards, I want to acknowledge that we also have our 30 minors, history department minors, who are not only here on campus in Pittsburgh, but also we have minors at our campus in Doha, Qatar. All right, so now we move on to awards, and we'll begin with the Graduate Teaching Award, which will be given by Professor Nico Slate. This is the Goldman Fellowship Award for excellence in graduate student teaching. The award, endowed by Mr. and Mrs. Michael J. Goldman, the parents of a former Carnegie Mellon history undergraduate, honors a graduate student who demonstrates particular talent in teaching and who, in the course of his or her graduate career, has made good or excellent progress in completing requirements for the degree. The recipients are David S. Bush and Susan Grunewald. The undergraduate awards will be presented by Professor John Soluri and Dr. Andrew Ramey. We begin with the Indira Nair Award. It is for outstanding achievement in global studies, and it goes to Maggie Mertz. Indira Nair, if you don't know, was a professor in the Department of Engineering and Public Policy here at CMU and was vice provost for education at CMU. Gets to say hello to everyone again. Andrew. The Ludwig Schaffer Award for Outstanding Achievement in Social and Political History, Margaret D. Slavin. Ludwig Schaffer was the head of the history department in the 1980s. I never knew him, but Ludwig Schaffer Award. The John Hope Franklin Award for Distinguished Achievement in African and African American History, Stefan Reed Romero. And by the way, John Hope Franklin was a founder of the study of African American history and was one of the country's most important historians of the 20th century. Our final award is the Eugene D. Levy Award for Most Outstanding Student, Department of History. It will be presented not by me, but by Gene Levy's daughter, Ella Davis. And it goes to Sarah M. Boyle. Gene Levy was a beloved professor in the history department from 1965 to 1999. Ella is here, as are several other members of his family, and we are very pleased to have the family here. Graduates, please stand to thank your family and friends, and especially your parents. Parents, family, and friends, please join me in congratulating all our students. I would finally ask family and friends to stay seated while first the faculty and then the graduates recess from the room. And thank you all.